But yeah, I guess Ray is
Alrighty.
What's that?
Daughter.
This is a little flip camera.
And,
A little flip
right.
camera?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Production one day. And
HD APEC, yeah.
So it's not a flip.
No, sir. No, it's
So it's like a rival brand.
exactly.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. I'm the
He's gonna
anti-flip. He's got the flip. I got the.
He had both of us to worry about. So I guess
All right, this is too cool for me.
Exactly. You know, high tech
I
stuff.
can't work either of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, turn it on. It's easy. You turn on and press the red button, and you're good to go.
Ellen Green was walking around with those when I went with her 2 summers ago. And I was like, and then she would show up the next day, and it'll be on a computer, and the whole rehearsal.
I was going to say, you just plug it in.
I remember what we did yesterday. Bang, there it was. It was like, Ellen, thank you.
See,
So much.
that's how easy it is. You press the red button and
And other people
go.
could do it. See, and
I was there too.
I reap the rewards.
Wait. You could captain the Enterprise, but you can't work a flip camera.
That's old technology.
Oh, jeez.
That's ancient
Now,
stuff.
are you Pretty Little Liars fan? Seems to be in
Like,
your
the conversation
demographic.
seems so real and so loose on the show. How much is what we see is was actually scripted, or are you guys improving a lot?
I would
It's,
say
I'm not the
probably
demographic, it's juicy.
90% of it is scripted.
Really?
But that's how
Thank
good
you
the
so much.
script
Have fun
is.
tonight.
You know, and that's how, and I guess I can say that's how well we handle the script. And there's a certain percent of it, and most of that's Ray stuff that's improv.
Do you bounce off the improv at all, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it always usually generates from Ray, and Andre and I, we love the text, and Andre especially loves the text. But I love it too. I love to do the improv, but it's hard. Our scripts are so good, you know. A lot of times I found improv happens, and a lot of times when people are searching to like, how can we make this funny? You know, how can we
punch it up, yeah.
How can we let's fix this? You know, and then I think that's where a lot of the improv comes from. But our stuff is so solid most of the time. I'm really working on it all the time.
Were you worried about the challenge of like going up against like improv with like with Ray Romano, who seems like a natural improv kind of guy?
Yeah, a little. Well, Ray's funny all the time. You know, really, and then he changes the lines and the scenes all the time. So the big joke there was a joke in the first season. We were walking down the street, and they finally get me to tell them how old my girlfriend is, and I say 25. And then his joke, he had the joke that ended up in the episode was, oh, now you got to go see all the Twilight movies.
I remember that.
That was probably joke number 8 that he tried on like take 8.
Oh wow! So each one was a different joke each time.
Each one was a different joke, and each one was really good.
How do you keep from breaking character?
Not easy.
Apparently.
I do a good job of it, actually.
Really?
I feel like I'm old enough. I've earned the right to break character.
Exactly. You're well respected. You can break
I don't
character.
have to hold it together because otherwise I'm going to get fired. So I tend to enjoy myself.
What, if anything, did you do for your midlife crisis? Have you gone through a midlife crisis yet?
I like to say that my kids are young enough that I don't have time to have a midlife crisis. I think a lot of times midlife crisis or moments happen when your kids are gone and they've moved out and you're empty nesting or whatever. But I've been lucky to kind of I've been working through my midlife, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I've been busy, and my kids keep me busy, and I got divorced many years ago and made a big shift in life and philosophy, but that was before people would call it midlife. I was 40 or whatever, so I couldn't have one then. I didn't, but I was just
trying to wait till now.
Trying to just keep my life together, for a few years. But so now it's like, well, I guess maybe I'll just go through life and not.
How close to what Terry's going through did you have to go through as an actor? Obviously, you didn't get a used car salesman job, but like, was ever that close?
I had some odd jobs that I did. I had some odd jobs lined up to do, and then some theater work came along. I've certainly had ups and downs, and I was not an instant success. I spent a lot of years in New York before I came out here, and some of those years were good years, and some of them were thin years. So I certainly can relate to what he's going through. And I have friends who are Terry's age who are still out there battling, the business, and I can relate to what they're going through, and that's certainly what Terry is doing. So.
Oh, sure.
He's a very real character.
It's got to be kind of scary. My website is a Nerd's Guide to Hollywood, so I have to ask, did you think that Quantum Leap would still be as relevant as it is or as popular as it is almost 20 years later?
Well, more than 20 years. No, I couldn't lie and say that. In hindsight, it's like, well, it makes sense that it is, because a lot of sci-fi, if it's done well, is timeless and lasts. And our show seems to have stood the test of time very well. The stories are universal. The issues are human and relatable, and it's probably more watchable now in some ways than it was even at the time. And I'm thrilled that it is. I'm thrilled that it stands up. It's like, oh, don't talk to me about that show.
Oh, sure.
That would be kind of a bad thing, but I'm delighted that it's as popular as it is still around the planet, which is really good.
How often do you get people coming up to you asking you to say, "Oh boy"?
A lot.
That's kind of what I figured. I'm not going to make you do it. I was just curious.
No,
and then
a fair amount.
finally, do you like how Terry's grown, especially in the last few episodes?
Yeah. Terry's had a great roller coaster ride this second season, and these last 6 have been really, really great. And I love the idea of him falling in love, or thinking he's fallen in love for the first time, and then being rejected and having to deal with that, and falling back on his old habits, and then realizing that I can't go back there, and then trying to work hard and live up to a commitment that he's made to his best friend and the dealership, and so it's I think he's really and then trying to get into a relationship again and deal with that. So it's been good.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
It's been a blast.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much.